Hot take. Did you know that mediumship is natural? Yeah, there's nothing supernatural about mediumship. It's quite natural. So let's talk spiritual science. See, all mystic, esoteric traditions have a form of spiritual technology, spiritual science, and the mechanics of their ritual, ceremony, spiritual anatomy, and cosmology. So when a practitioner dedicates themselves to a particular path, what they are dedicating themselves is to the study of these spiritual technologies and spiritual sciences so that they can apply them to their day-to-day life and to be able to change their perspective on what they once thought was supernatural. There is a science to your mediumship. There is a science to spirit possession. There is a science to how energy and spirit moves through the body and through the cosmos. And here's the thing, it's not really that complicated. Let's take my classes, for example. I do a very intense spiritual development course. It's 10 classes over a span of like a month and a half. Really, really hardcore. But like the very first class, the very, very first one is going to be spiritual anatomy. It's going to be diving deep into the sciences of our spiritual practices. So if you're the type of person who asks, how? Why? But how? But why? Then my class is for you, because I am the same way. I have never been cool with being taught information and not being explained scientifically, philosophically, with case studies, with examples as to how and why something works. And so as a teacher, I make sure that I do not leave my students with those same questions. I make sure that I answer them. So if you want to understand how your mediumship works on a scientific level, if you want to understand how your ceremony and rituals at your mesa blanca, at your white table work, my class is for you. If you want to know the esoteric, mystical science behind our glasses of water, our candles, our tools, our prayers, our songs, then this class is for you. But again, I say this not to intimidate. Yeah, I get it. My classes are pretty intense. I give homework. The lectures are about 2.5 hours long. A lot of information is disseminated. There is a lot of expectation on the students. Absolutely. But it's not complicated. I promise you. Once you start, it gets easier. But I make it a point to put all the complicated stuff up front. That way, we fish through it, we go through it, we talk through it together. And then the rest becomes more practicum. Which brings me to my next point. You guys only have 5 days left. You have 5 days left to take advantage of the early bird special that I got going on. Because this next round of spiritual development classes is going to be kicked up a notch, okay? And so you have 5 days to purchase this series at the same price of last year's classes, because after the 15th, we going back to the regular price. Thank you. But Leilani, why should I take this class and why should I take it from you? First of all, this class is for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced, okay? So you should take this class if you are interested in developing your mediumship, if you are interested in learning the who, what, why, when, and where of the sciences, technologies, and mechanics of spiritism, spiritualism, and espiritismo. And you should take this class because it's awesome and I'm teaching it. Thank you. But for really real, the reason why you should take it from me in particular is because I am a born medium. I came out the womb seeing spirits, all right? And not only that, but I didn't stop there. I didn't just grow up seeing spirits and accepting the fact that I saw spirits. I wanted to know why. So from the age of 7, and I mean that, from the age of 7, with the help of the adults in my life, I did tons of research. They used to drive me to different churches to meet with different priests so I can ask questions. My family was very supportive of my spiritual inquisitiveness and made every effort to help me to find my own answers. And so you're looking at someone who has over 30 years of research experience, okay, and book know-how. So when I present these classes to you, I'm presenting them from an intellectual standpoint, from experience, and from deep, deep research. Not to mention I'm neurospicy, and so these classes are also presented in such a way to cater to the needs of individuals with certain developmental disabilities, because I myself suffer from those same issues. But don't take my word for it. Go to my website, go to Google, look up The Magical Solution LLC, and you will see reviews from previous students, from previous graduates, from previous mentees that have worked with me. And you will see for yourself the life-changing results that people have gotten from my classes and from the information that they apply to their lives, the wonderful and beautiful blessings that they received afterwards. What's beautiful about this class as well is that, yeah, it's rooted in spiritism, spiritualism, and espiritismo, but because it is set up in such a way as to complement any spiritual tradition that you might be already a part of, you are able to grow and expand your current spiritual practices and see different perspectives that could enrich the practices that you already are engaged in. What you will also realize probably immediately is that when we talk about the sciences and the technologies and the mechanics of spiritual practices, what you will pick up very easily is that there are universal truths. There are these sciences and technologies that have been recorded throughout history that are consistent across the board, from one tradition to the next. And although the language might change, although the mythology around it might change, although the names of the spirits who are responsible for these sciences might change, it doesn't matter, because the science, the philosophies, the technologies, the mechanics is what remains the same. Because at the end of the day, truth is truth, and there's going to be truth everywhere you look. The difference between having to go all over the place to find all of these truths and simply taking my class is that it'll all be in a compendium in that 10 class series presented to you by someone who not only lived these things, researched these things, experienced these things, but also did so from the perspective of a neurodivergent person. And so this information will be disseminated in a way that everyone can understand. Long story short, y'all, head over to the website, www.themagicalsolution.com, head over to the classes, and get you signed up for Spiritual Development Intensive for the Metamodern Espiritista. And you will not regret it. Classes kick off in October. Early bird special ends September 15th. You got 5 days left. Get it together. And I will see you then. Thank you. Bye.